Hey everybody, welcome to the Tuesday Night Live. Just chilling so far by myself right now. Just smoking on this Terpes Mutant, not this Terpes Punch Auto actually. How are you guys doing out there? Dab, Ball Dog, Eli. That's awesome. You just dropped him. How are you doing outside? What's your what cultivars you run? I just got through a bunch of trimming on this end. I got the Honey Kush in the frozen bag all trimmed up. So won't be doing any new starts until the juice junkies going to flower. Hey, what's up, Twisty? Hope you're doing well. Let's trim this down a little bit. I think it's a little high. There we go. Yeah, no, once Juice Junkie goes into flower, I'm gonna start a new run for that. But I got the ice cream markers taking over in the 2x4, and I have the E-Towns already in the 2x2. So we're not worried about that too much with a new start. So it's a little bit of a break. Hey, Murloc. Damn it. What are you guys smoking on out there? Sup, Umbrella Trellis? Hope you're doing well tonight. Yes, nice. What's up, Rondell? Yeah, it's nice having the variety because I got this was the Terpes Punch. Then I got Tango Mango here. Then I got Black Amnesia here. And then down here is Honey Kush. And I got Frozen Bag over here. Yes. And the fern's hanging right now. The Method of Croco fern type. That one's hanging. Right. What's up, main dad? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I'll show you quickly what I got. Oh, I got pH up here finally. I thought I can get away with not needing pH up here. But I decided to do it because I'm just tired of having my plants not turn out the way they should. Let's show what I have going on. Or hey, anybody is welcome to come on up. There's links at the top for you guys. So let's put this up. So this is where the Juice Junkie is now. I brought it over there on the weekend, and we trained it out. It's what that fucking it's what, but good. Hey, hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, we got this in there since we reset this. We got everything out. We're ready to go. Now we're going to push it. Ooh, that's fine. we're gonna make sure we get our full spread, since now it doesn't matter how long we're in veg form here. I just want to make sure I fill this tent out completely. Keep it kind of flat. We're gonna clean up these lowers once we get a little bit more development. Let me see the picture. Let's see what you guys have to say here. Oh, let me see. Yeah, best to start off slow then, so you don't get totally nuked. The tolerance levels, especially when you haven't been for that long, yeah, just start off slow. You don't need as much. That's the best thing at that point. It won't be very much at all for you to get that effect. Stop operation. Hope you're doing well this evening. Translating. Damn it. AG. How's your gardens looking? You want to come show your garden? You got some to see. The only plants I have here now is the ice cream marker and the autoflower. What's up, Sam? You're doing well this evening. What else? Like I was saying, there's going to be coming up, we're going to get everything kind of going in April for it, but there's going to be a grow along. There's going to be 20 spots. So I'm going to try to figure out what we should do with that. We should try to have it set up on the Discord channel, so these people can be posting in that for the grow along. But I just got to try to figure out. I want to make sure we have 20 people that are going to that will continue all the way through. But those are things coming up for next month. Let's see. What else can I show you guys that I have going on right now? Here is E-Town. E-Town's in flower. We did a little spread out for her, and we did a slight thing up along the bottom. But we put her in a flower on the weekend, so she's on day 3 of flower today. But this would have been on flip day. What's up, Bubba? And Enchanted, hope you're doing well. What's going on there, Medicine Man? Not bad, not bad. I got a little bit high before I came on here. That's why I sometimes was cutting over my speech. I'm not doing an outdoor run. It's really hard in my climate unless I'm gonna run and try to do an auto again. As soon as September hits, our humidity goes up to like 100% outside. Our temperatures drop, and it rains nonstop. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I have done outdoor grows. I've done an 8x8 scrog that was outdoors that I made like a whole thing for it. And even with the shelter, it still ended up getting problems on parts of it. I ended up keeping most of it. But again, the plant wasn't able to finish because I had to take it so early. I know. I didn't do it last year either, so I don't know if I'm going to continue that or what have you. What I do is I do grow mother plants here and take clones and give out a lot of clones to people that I know around here. So at least some of my plants are outside, just I'm not growing them. Yeah, that would be my other consideration is something that's like a fast flower, like you said. And then fingers crossed that our year goes later. Yeah, I'm in BC, which light depth. What Sam just threw down exactly is what you need to do really to kind of get by in this area. Because if I were to light depth it, start flower early, but I don't live where that location is. I live in this is a second story apartment where I actually live, and where I grow is a house, but I don't live there, so I can't be there to put up the light depth and take off the light depth at the right times. Because you also don't want to leave it on overnight because you're gonna really hold in a lot of humidity. What's up, Stoked? I hope you're doing well. Any of you guys are more than welcome to come up. Links at the top. But yeah, no, doing like the fast flower would be maybe beneficial in my circumstance. If I lived there, then yes, the light depth would be something I would definitely do. What's up, Galaxy? Hope you're having a good evening. It's I'm not too worried about it. I grew up indoors that I don't really have to do it outdoor. Well, I might make some rosin out of here. This is all the shit from the trim bins when trimming up the frozen bag. So I'm gonna probably make that. It is. I do have the DPH 7, but it's not the DP. But I don't see how it's not the blue bottle jack it comes with. This is the 10-ton, and it's hooked up to that hand press. So I don't have to do the bottle jack. I can actually just do it off to the side, and I can utilize my my horizontal press. Because that's the horizontal stand. So once I get it engaged, I can horizontal and then drip directly into a jar. What's up, right? What's up, the Terminator? Hope you're doing well tonight. I gotta put this back on. Yeah, the dually tack is a nice press, and it's really not that expensive. I press it 165 for the most part, indoor outdoor. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, 165. I'll go up to like 175, 180 when it's flour, but even at that, like sometimes it's nice to squeeze at the lower temperatures. I got, like I was saying before, for my water filter, because I'm gonna start making more hash. You're gonna see more hash on my videos pretty soon here. I got the sediment filters are now shipped, so once I get those, it's gonna be good to go. Because I already got the chlorine shield ones. Here, I'll show you this. So this replaces that black one, and that brown nasty fucking thing is getting replaced as soon as they found them. So they just got shipped today. So as soon as I get those in a week's time, I can replace that. And then once I do those, then I'll make hash. But once I just need to wait on that because I'm not making hash with those filters. What's up, Token Tom? Sorry, I missed you when you popped in there. But yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. And then I'm going to start doing the hash to the freeze dry because I'm out of space. I have no room in here. And I have no room in my food fridge, even for food. So I need to start, yeah. Because I'm going to be running all the water through my filters because it pulls out the chloramines and it pulls out all my the sediment and stuff. I just want cleaner hash. I could use the sink, but every other tap in this house is a multi-tap. Yeah, I'll just freeze dry it afterwards. But yeah, I want to use proper water to do the hash. Yeah, that's why. I could do, but yeah, no, the multi-tap thing. Every tap in this house is a multi, so it's like hot or cold, but I want it to be just cold, and the only thing that's just cold is the water that goes through this filter. Yeah, right. It was one of those things for me too. I wanted one for 2 years, and I finally got it. Oh, okay. This, yes. So this is one of the filters that replaces the black one. I don't need the KDF filter anymore, so this just takes out all the chloramine. And then the other one will be the sediment that takes out all the other shit. Because the water that comes out of the taps here comes out at 20 ppm. Certified old guy. Nice to see you, dude. Macho. Hope you're doing well this evening. Let's do some gardens, guys. All I have is the pictures I've showed you and a couple little vegging plants. Oh yeah, it's going well. The 2 hardest days at work were yesterday and today. The next 2 are not going to be so bad. Tomorrow I ship out. It's already packed away, but my frozen bag samples and Tango Mango sample, which is going to be tested. They're both of them will be tested. The frozen bag, of course, is for the Great Canadian Grow Off, but Fraser Valley is going to get the Tango Mango tested, so I'll know the results on those. And I'm also sending out short high / regions package. So in that will be the Black Amnesia Haze, and that will get tested as well. No, I've not started breeding. I leave the breeding to the breeders, man. I like to grow, and there are a lot of things to breeding to make sure you do it properly. There's a lot of people out there that breed, and it just adds hectic things to that are out there, right? Yeah, maybe in time, but for now, I'm quite happy just growing. For me too, I need to make sure I have a license that's capable of the plant count for that. I want to do that properly. Right now, it's not that many to do that. Yeah. So keep it growing. Hope you're doing well. Hey, well, there you are. What's up, short high region? Yeah, exactly. It's the frozen bags only be tested because that's for the grow up. Tango Mango's getting tested because Fraser Valley wants it tested, so I'll know both those results. And then Region / Short High is testing the Black Amnesia, which is, by the way, it's in a package if you just showed up. It's in a package, and after work tomorrow, I'm going to be sending it before I get home. What's up? Congress Gate. Interesting, yeah. Jana, Alex, or Alicia, hope you're doing well. Gravity bong. Was it like a homemade gravity bong, or was it one of the ones that you buy? I'm so used to doing the homemade ones. That's awesome. It's nice to see you keep it growing. It's been a little bit. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Homemade for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember making those. I actually had one not too long ago. It was a 3/4 of a 2-liter bottle in a juice jug, and you just did that. We just did that. What else can I show? I could show you my nasty plant that made me want to go out and buy my pH up. That's what happens when you pretend that your plant can handle 5.5 pH. So this is the auto flower, which is fucking growing phenomenal. I love the way it's growing. It's riding the scrog so well. I just really did it so dirty on the feed. So that's why I made sure I got pH up now, because I cleaned my probe and I recalibrated my probe after cleaning it, and it's sitting at about a 5.5, 5.4. So that's what started happening to this one. But I caught it before it got too bad, at least. Yeah, I know, right? Keep it growing. And it's an auto flower, dude. That's a Mephisto form stopper. But Yeah, I cleaned up my probe and found out that, yeah, it was riding a little low. So I grabbed pH up because I didn't really have it here. I don't worry about the down so much here. But yeah, that's all this damage. You notice the blowers, they're a little overfed when I was trying to bring it back, but it's more to do with pH. They don't have the same damage because the calcium is what was really getting more affected, and that's going to be at the top of your plant, whereas magnesium would have been down here. No, I use rod. So these two 5-gallon jugs here, or 5-gallon pails, is basically like 3 years worth of food, and it's only the flower food. So I'm using flower food for my everything, but when I'm doing it for when I'm working with the vegging plants, I'll give it a little extra on the calcium, and I'll give it a little extra on the nitrogen. So just so it. What's up, Al? But no, that one you got to pH that one. There are pH perfect solutions out there, but it's not something I use. So right, it totally depends on the tent. My 2x2, of course, I will start that run about week 4 into flower. So that would give 4 to 7. So it's about, they're only about 6 weeks to 7 weeks in that before they flip in that tent on average. I think the one right now is about 7 is. Let me see what it was at. The 2x4, again, I start maybe a little earlier, so it veggies a little longer. But again, when I go to my big tent, to the 4x8, those plants, I'm basically starting them the day that I flip. So it has 10 weeks plus 2 more weeks for the dry. So it has 12 weeks before it even has to go into that tent. They just need to be bigger to fill the space. Because over there, I don't have my license over there, so I have to abide by 4 plants at that location. Here, I can do a little more, but over there, I have to stay at that. Also, because that was the arrangement I made with the person that owns the house. But yeah, sorry if I haven't said hi to you yet. Hope you're doing well, man. It's nice to see you. Elderon, hope you're doing well this evening. Action Jackson, you as well. Who else did I miss? Zeb, hope you're doing well. I personally just want to say it, never had a problem with you, Zeb, but as long as you have that as your profile picture, I can't have you on a wrench. That's just the way that I'm running it. I have no problems with you, though. Not quite sure what they're adding to the Athena, because I know it's definitely missing some parts of it that people need. Who ran it? Was it Carl that ran that, or something close to it? With the raw, I've never had issues with it. Every one of these sea vaults smells completely different, and it's grown hydroponically. Yeah, we're up to 62 already. That's awesome. You guys are really awesome. Anyone, you guys are welcome to come up and show your grow, by the way. I only got one more plant to show you guys that I have. Here we go. I haven't heard bad things about them at all. So Normally you hear those over the good. Normally you hear that when there's something bad, and you normally don't hear anything bad was good sound. So I'd say that they're good to go. Who in our group actually grew? Who in the group grew with that? What's up, Bug? Hope you're doing well. But I know there was one person in the yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. I've never used it, but I know there's a person that came up on the lives and stuff that got a box of it. So I was wondering how they liked it, but I can't remember who it was. What's up, Curly? Yeah, you just gotta make sure it hits certain things for your plants to actually switch those enzymes on for the flavors. It's yeah, I heard. It looks like it at the hydro store when I'm there. Is there anybody else I missed up here that's popped in? All right. Let's see. And then this is the ice cream. Fine, ice cream markers. How old is this? Yeah, so this plant was germinated 35 days ago. I think it's been out of the ground for 21 days. So this is the only plant that's in that veg tent. Once this plant is in the other 2x4 with where the Meta de Croco is hang drying right now, and then that tent's reset and clean. This plant will go over there, and then this tent will get vacuumed, reset, and cleaned before the next run goes through. That's interesting, Kate. Yeah, because the interesting thing about magnesium is actually the center of the chlorophyll element, the chlorophyll molecule. Same thing like iron is the hemoglobin. They're very similar between hemoglobin and chlorophyll. One of the biggest differences is that central element of being one magnesium, one iron. But you need to have the right pH in order to have iron itself in plants be the catalyst for the production of chlorophyll itself. And that's why when people go too high in hydroponics, they block it out. Organics is a little different, but I don't know that so much. And Wesley's not here, so. This is if you add too much. Or too little. Yeah. The other thing you want to make sure is you don't throw your magnesium calcium ratio out of balance. Leave Harley says a 5-to-1 for the calcium to magnesium. 5 or 4 to 1. Either one of the two. But those would be the ratios we want to stick with because they'll start to compete in the uptake. Again, though, I don't know if I'm speaking strictly on hydroponics or both. So yes, if anybody wants to come and show their garden, there's links at the top. It's stoned. Another hour. Oh yeah, because the time change. That's why. What's up, warrior? The time change got me too for my gardens because I run my 2x4, my 2x2 at night, so I make sure I give myself enough time. Was it that one? No, it was not that one that was screwed me. That one screws me over in the fall. It's these ones here, because these ones I make sure I try to water in the morning time, but they don't turn on until an hour later when I'm already in the middle doing other stuff. So it's one of those ones I gotta like get everything ready and sneak in there for like the 3 minutes I have available to do it. Have it pre-mix. Yeah, that's what it is. And then in the fall, it throws me off on my other garden. The light will turn off on me sooner. Especially on the Saturdays when I go over there a little bit later than I do on the weekdays, the weekdays before work. What's up, Nathan? Hope you're doing well this evening. Has anybody else started their garden? Like, I know Eli said he did. Or he said he was, or he did. Yeah, he just stopped. He just dropped them. Anybody else starting that yet? They're doing any outdoor growing? Oh, nice. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. That's a good idea. That's a good, especially if you got other stuff going on. Right. That's what it fits. Yeah, no, I hear you. Is that problem hard? Is that problem pretty bad around where you are? I know a lot of people have that. Yeah, but you're gonna shut it. You're not shutting it down. You've probably been growing a decent amount, so now you're okay to. It'll get you by until then, anyways. So you're good, Yama. Oh shit! Nice one, run. That's gonna be awesome outside. That'd be good. Just Oh yeah. No, it's good to play it smart if that's something that you need to, right? So. Oh yeah, they hit. One of my not the last video. Well, it might have been the last video you guys have seen out there, but the second to last upload that I did, they age restricted my video. Well, I was still uploading and didn't even get to that part of the screen yet. I was still like in my description part before getting down to that part where I normally click it myself. Unless sometimes it's a Seed to Harvest video, I want to see how well it does without it. But you going all the way down, before I could get to that part of the menu, it hit it. I was like, you guys gotta be kidding me. Like, damn. Oh yeah, dude. And there's people out there that have like plants and they're all good. They're gravy for fucking months. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a good amount. That's definitely a good amount. I'm growing for basically 3 people here. Oh, that's awesome. Indoor, outdoor. That's really cool to get. Congrats on that. Was that on one? Was that on one video? Was that on like a few things that you did all at once? Three videos, hey, that's awesome fucking amount of views. I think my yeah, no, that's really cool. Oh yeah, because that's without the age restriction, right? My outdoor Seed to Harvest video, I didn't have an age restriction on it for a little bit, and it was sharp. Same with the. Oh, we got somebody showing. All right, now you don't get to just see me anymore. What's up, AG?
Hey, how are you?
Not bad, yourself. Oh, look at this. I'll get you bigger.
Camera's gonna be good.
Nice.
This is that Marley's Grand. Yeah. Let's smoke too much.
She's getting pretty big for that size of fly. Is that a 1 or what is that?
Yeah, she's I'm trying to finish her up with these 2 lots here.
Yeah,
but she should be already finished, so she's just moving a little slow.
I was wondering the pot size though. Was that a 1 gallon that was in it? It was a small pot.
Yeah, that's a 1 gallon.
Nice.
Then I got this sad girl. I don't know what's wrong with her. She looks really sad. I had the temperatures cool when I was drying in the next one over. And so I'm thinking, take all those purple ones off.
When did you water it last?
I think a day ago.
And it's not too dry?
No, she's not. No, she's not dry. Well, heck, I don't know. Maybe she is. This is the Drip Z. I got a humidifier going here. Fan. Yeah. And I was going to do the net. That's what I was going to do, but she's just looking really unhappy. So I don't know. I'm trying to get the humidity up because it's in the 30s.
Oh, it's in the 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the 30s. And this is the Lucky Charmelade. I got to get her flipped sometime soon.
See, well,
and then me and Otis will do. Sorry?
I was wondering how the plant in the back right's doing. Was that one kind of droopy too? Or is it just...
Was it what?
Is it just that one drooping, or is the other one drooping too a little bit?
They're both sort of kind of acting a little weird,
Yeah.
honestly. I think it was the temperatures, the cold temperatures for about 7 days.
Yeah, but you would get some purpling or redding within the plant's stems as well.
Yeah, she's in a 1 gallon pot. So, would you say I need to get the temp? See, it's in 34. See,
You need to get that. Yeah, they're drying up.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, the 34 and then the 76.
Yeah. So I got a fan going there, fan going there. I just thought she'll probably get chopped soon, so I just thought I'd show her before she gets put down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's trying to get it. She's trying to get this plant to finish up.
Yeah.
But
she's an auto.
Why is it say your overall ambient humidity really low in your where you live right now?
Yeah. It says on this thing it's 44.
Yeah.
So I got a humidifier out here.
Well, how high are your fans in your tent? Are your fans maybe, could you bring your fan speed down maybe in your tent so you can keep more than
Yeah, they're a little bit happier.
Yeah.
There's the fruity pebbles back there. Fruity pebbles, and then I got one in an egg.
But I bet you the humidity's higher in here because you got more plants.
Hold on a second. Oh.
Because that's probably why
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I was saying that the humidity is higher in here because you have more plants, and that's probably why they're all doing well off of each other, because they're growing that. They're feeding off each other's humidity.
I got Bizzle on there. Eat the Steve. This is an egg. We're doing a grow along in Bill Danger server.
Oh, that's awesome.
Me and CC and some other people. I can't remember them all right now.
Nice.
These are my mothers to the Trico Jordan because we harvested it. They're a little bit happier, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I got. I just thought I'd hop on and say hello.
Hey, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to see the gardens and stuff. That's cool.
But thank you for having me. I'm gonna hop off. You have a good evening.
You as well. Yeah, Reagan. It's that's what people are using to keep the tent from hourglassing. It seems to work pretty good because I've seen a fair bit of people using them. I benefit from using the bars because it's just something extra to attach my net to. So if I can attach my net to it, then it's going to benefit. Yeah. No, but overall, the humidity is low in there. But yeah, anybody else, the links to the top, you can go up and show or hang out and smoke. One of the next runs that I am going to run is this package. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't actually taken. I'll show you the other side because I haven't scooped it off by names. Yeah, my plants are nice. Mine were mostly just all harvested, dude. I got. Here, I'll show you this though. So this frozen bag. Yeah. So that was This one is frosty. Smaller one. So then the honey kush. That's Tango Mango. That's the mixture plus. I have a mixture in it just because I need the extra space because I ran out of seed bolts. But I could just show you that little that opening and I don't know where it went. Oh, yeah. So that's the Black Indonesia haze that I got. This is the one that the clone that Region sent me. Got lots of this, which is really frosty. I sent you a whole bunch of the better stuff, actually, to be honest. Yeah, that's Black. That's Black Indonesia as well. And then this is the honey kush. And there's parts of this in this one too, because that's kind of a mixture one. But there's a little honey kush. No. No, head trim. Oh. Thank you for that. Sure. Sorry, guys. That might have been loud. I think I should. That's it. That's like a thing of mango. Yeah, that looks like. This is what I have been smoking on most of the lives so far. Yeah, these are the 1 pound ones. These are the 8 liters, so these would be 2 gallons each. Right? Yeah. And then this is a 1 gallon slip. Yeah. 4 liters. Ugh. It's shiny. That's the smaller one. And then this one has the turkey sponge in it. So. Yeah, it was like 4 pounds a week. Maybe 4 pounds. Yeah, AG, absolutely. Those plants would come back around. I'm not too worried. I wouldn't be too worried about that. But yeah, just get your conditions back up and get the humidity back up. When the humidity is low like that, the monitors will close up too. You don't want those to close. Yeah, that will work. Well, oh yeah, one of my questions I did have for you, AG, was what is your fan speeds? Are you like on your exhausting fan? Are you able to possibly, because your temperatures are only at 76, so are you able to bring your exhausting fan speed down maybe? Like if you have it on a manual setting, because then you won't be exhausting as much of the humidity, and you'll keep it in with your grow, and that will help. Because it doesn't look like you need it to be high if it is high. But Dottie, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Silver Samurai, hope you're well. Sorry I missed you guys. Yeah, the heat too. But the heat isn't very high for her. It's on the lowest setting. Damn. Yeah, you need to get your humidity up. But that sucks if your fan's on the lowest setting and it's keeping you in the 30s. You would think even on the lowest, it would be honest with you. What's up, brother?
Hello.
Hope you're doing well.
What's up, everybody?
Leaf droop. AG just showed a plant that had some leaf, that had like severe leaf droop. It almost looked like a dry plant, but it wasn't dry. And she thinks it's to do with the temperature, and humidity. She can't seem to get the humidity up very high either. Like I know her conditions in her lung room, I think we're 44, and she's struggling to get about 34 in a tent, even with humidifiers in the tent and the
Really?
Yeah. So I'm trying to, and she said the fan's on the lowest speed. That was my first go-to.
Right. Yeah, 36% will definitely
That will
make the plants not be happy. It's consistently doing air exchange.
Yeah.
Like usually it should like build and drop and build and drop, and that can build up in humidity.
That could be an option. Yeah, right. The indoor outdoor just said even put it on a timer, right? You could do your fan because every 15 minutes you should exhaust it, or what's the timer normally? If you're doing it timed.
Yeah, a timer. I mean, you'd kind of have to watch your tent and figure out like how long it takes to rise up to a certain temp, and then how long it takes to bring it back down, and then just kind of figure out that pattern. And if it's 15 minutes, it's probably about 15 minutes, like 10 to 12 minutes is usually, when you hear your fans kicking on and off.
Right, Dottie. Yeah, that's why as soon as she was showing me those numbers, I wanted to know what her lung room was, and her lung room is 44. So I can imagine that even a low fan would do that.
Yeah, when you got low humidity outside, it's just hard. Unless she can recirculate into the lung room, and then the humidity will build up in the lung room as it's passing through, and then slightly vent your lung room.
She just actually made a good suggestion for herself about attaching an inkbird to it. Do you have a? Because that would work too. Because then I could just use it that way. As long as the time isn't pushing it for everything else too, for that exchange that needs to happen.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah. If there's no fan, it will rise when the plant is, because the water that you're giving that plant transpires. It transpires the right word?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it gives off moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Like with your environment, like it's kind of just so particular to your little microclimate, or like what you have in your house, or I don't know if she's, like I said, venting her hot air right outside, so it's always just pulling and exhausting.
Yeah.
How could you get? Yeah, and humidifier's on, so that's not good.
Are you running a intake fan as well, AG? Because if you were running an intake, even though positive pressure might be a bit weird, but it'd be better than having low humidity. You could always run the intake fan regularly, like don't turn that one off, and then run the exhausting fan on a timer. Because at least with the intake fan, if you're in that room, I think you're in that room, you're gonna at least be feeding it CO2 during that period of time when the fan's not trying to suck it in. I'm just trying to think CO2 bases. If the fan's not on and making that exchange and bringing fresh air in, at least you can get her own CO2 from being in that room.
Flap on the tent sucks because you gotta like manually be there every day to do it. I don't know. You gotta maybe go spend some more money on a second humidifier or a Debo humidifier.
Bubba, it doesn't leak this time. I can actually say that now because I don't work with them. They sent me like 3 different humidifiers and all 3 leaked.
Come on. What company?
Better.
Oh, that they sent me the little black one.
The one that's that looks like a regular
R2D2 kind of looking.
Yeah. Did that one leak?
No.
Yeah, the seal never worked. So I'd always like open up my tent and be like, ah, shit. It's just like that much water across the whole bottom of the tent each time.
Yeah, if the hose like bends down, it'll like create a drip.
Oh yeah, no. So it's not that one. It was the one way before that. The one I'm talking about, they don't sell it.
Yeah, this was like a year and a half ago. They gave it to me.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. Yeah, a year and a half ago. Right before I moved. Put a small bucket of water in the tent, fan blowing.
Yeah. I haven't heard problems about their newer ones, so I'm just gonna say.
Could like take like a Tupperware container that's kind of like low sides and wide. Put that and put your air take kind of like blowing on it and through it, and it'll pick up a little bit of moisture. Upgrade your exhaust system to a smart system. Yeah, definitely. I mean, AC Infinity like fans are so cheap, and you get the controller, and you just set your parameters. And
I still use, even though I have the T series, the old ones, I still just use the auto fan. I don't trust the manual. I don't know about the auto fan. I use the manual fan, so I set myself what I want the fans to be. I don't let it do its auto function.
yeah, I set the fan speed, and then I set the high humidity and the high temp, and I turn everything else off.
Yeah, I see.
And then so it just cycles through. Like if the humidity goes too high, it'll override the temp.
But you have a newer one, I think. You have one of those newer ones, don't you?
No, it's the square with the like 6 buttons on it. A rectangle.
This is similar to the one I have, then it's like the older T series.
Yeah, T series.
I just went to my tent before multiple times, and I've been like blowing out of control, like at 10 when it only needed to be at 3 because the temperature. It was like one of the things. It wasn't the humidity either. I think it was like the temperature was slightly high, not even really high, but it wanted to exhaust it for some reason at full speed and drop my humidity down to 35, but not give up and still keep on just hammering it. Ever since then, I'm like, fuck you guys. And I just left it the way it is because I can imagine that happened to me during drying.
Yeah, the humidifier is plugged in on its own at 60% or 58. So if the tent starts dumping because it's too hot and humidity drops, it'll turn on. And the fans are only on 4 settings, so it doesn't like suck in enough at one time to like throw off the balance of the humidifier and the air. But like you're saying, if the fan was on 9 or 10, it would flush the room out, and the humidifier would be always like trying to keep up.
Yeah, and even when it hits that spot and it's good to go, then it's gone.
A slow draw.
Yeah.
Just got my charcoal filter and damper in.
Oh, nice.
I pruned everything up, and I'm flipping. I'll change the timer tonight. I can't decide when to run it. Like I'm in front of some glass windows, so I'm a little concerned about having my dark period in the daytime.
Yeah, that's
true. If it's 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock, then there'll be no show on the show.
Yeah, well, you gotta try to do what's best for your actual stuff too, right?
Yeah, when can I get in there? But I can usually only get in there at night or in the morning. So I'm like,
Why don't you do it over, like, started at your, well, I guess so. You could, I don't know. You can
10 to 10. 10 to 10 might work.
Yeah.
But then I'll go 11:13, so I'll lose an hour off of that at some point.
That's true. Yeah, I do. I do 6 to 6 for mine.
At night?
No, so my lights on at 6 a.m. Lights off at 6 p.m. That's for my main grow. And then my hydro system turns on at 6 a.m. So it feeds it as soon as my lights turn on. It feeds it.
Right.
And then when I'm deeper into flower, when my plants are bigger and need it twice a day instead, it turns on again for a second time at 12 at noon, so in the middle of the day, and then nothing else until 6 in the morning again. So I'm not going to do it that close to lights off.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And that's nice being automated, and then I have to go do the manual stuff afterwards. But having to do the manual stuff allows me the time to check on the automated stuff to make sure it's all working right. So
always. I don't trust the technology.
yeah, I just went through and did the big clean. I cleaned all my lines and all that shit.
Nice.
You got to do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, break it down. That's where the problems start when you don't.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah. Umbrella Trellis invited me to this private event. It was like where they rent out different hot, like swanky spots in town, and like you have open consumption.
nice. That's awesome.
And they had a DJ and bumping club, style, dim, and it was just like a bunch of people smoking herb everywhere from different walks of life, different colors, shapes. It was like,
That's really cool, dude.
it was really cool to actually partake, and bumped into some of his homies, his soil homies, and we just talked organic all night.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you like that.
Yeah. So some real homies, like 30-year-old growers.
He was actually in here at the beginning of the live, so
Nice. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I'm not like that kind of social guy, but
well, you guys are all like-minded, so of course it doesn't like you automatically just speak. Right?
yeah, we're all there for the reason.
Yeah, that's always awesome when you see a bunch of people that are slightly introverted all of a sudden communicate because they're all into the same thing.
Yeah. I just hung out in this little like nook with a seat and a table with
Yeah.
the two dudes, and I didn't really move. We just sat there and chatted and
Yeah,
smoked up. While everything out there was like a rapper came out with a duck, like a live duck.
really?
I don't know. I if anybody can confirm that like that St. Patrick's Day has something to do with a duck, that's what I was told. Yeah, pretty cool, man. But it was like being in the back of a sub car. They had that bass turned up.
Oh yeah, that was just in where you guys were. Was that loud?
Yeah. They rented like a swanky club spot
That's
for the
cool.
night. Yeah, pretty cool.
Was it indoor or outdoor?
Indoor. It was like a club, like a dark club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a video actually.
Well, I've been to some clubs that have outdoor patios that are all heated and shit like that, where you can sit there and smoke.
Oh no, dude, shit got lit up. Like they had to open the double doors and put the big ass fan in.
Nice. There's the duck.
He's holding it.
That's awesome. It's just sitting on his hand. He's just holding his hand up. That's awesome. What's up?
Yeah, dude. And just people just smoking blunts and smoking all around. They had a dab bar and everything on the other side.
Yeah, man. No, that's really cool, dude.
I was like, what did I get myself into?
Right. That's funny though. So he was just like this, and it was just sitting on his hand.
Yeah. Dude, it was chilling. I had like a necklace on with a pendant.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and like the bass was bumping. I was like, damn, that duck's not like freaked out.
Right. Yeah, because I was seeing that. It was moving his head. It was like, it was alive. It was a real animal.
Yeah, he was real. He was chilling. They put him on the ground. He walked around a little bit.
That's really cool. That was yesterday?
Yeah, that was last night.
Cool.
Yeah, it was the luck of the Irish was the gathering.
No, yeah. What?
It was just nice to see like a few hundred people who all were pulling out jars of nug that was like clearly not from a dispensary.
Yeah.
And so everybody knew like dude, we're like real weed heads. We're not bringing weed.
That's cool that you guys an event like that.
One dude had weed that he said he sells it for $400 an ounce. They don't do sales there. That's like the thing.
Yeah.
But he was like showing it off, and we were like, "What makes $400 an ounce weed these days?" And it had a really exotic smell to it, where like it smelled like musty, moldy, dank basement. But not, no, like in a good way. Like when I used to explain like what that like really special herb that we used to get back in the day, it smelled like grandma's basement.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like some kind of haze. Like you could tell by smelling it, it wasn't great, but then it was like, yo, this is exotic, and I remember this, but I knew it was gonna transfer over to like a mouth piercing flavor, like that little sharpness of smell. Like it was a little cheesy, and then moldy basement. But it wasn't dried in a moldy basement, you know. Because a lot of the time that's the problem. Like you smoke it, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I smell your cologne. I taste your funk. Huge.
Yeah. No, I hear you. No,
I remember Wes. Yeah, Nora.
I just dry my same 10 flower in, and it's in that whole grow space. It's just isolated.
Yeah, you gotta keep that shit neutral. So many people though, like I'm back in town and everybody grows hydro in my freaking town, which is sad. And like not good hydro, like Athena with no microbes. Like it's just cardboard, everything falls off after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It looks great. Oh my God, put it on Instagram. But boring. And
no, I've definitely smoked weed like that where it looks really good and you smoke it, you're like, really?
Yeah, what happened?
Exactly.
But I didn't get to confirm if the herb was haze or not. But it smelled like haze.
Yeah, I remember when I went to the 420 event over in Vancouver with John, and I rolled that joint.
Yeah.
It was the Challenger by Raw, and I ended up packing 3 ounces into it. Here, let me see if I can grab a picture of it to show. But yeah, I basically, as soon as I was like driving down there, and then I pulled it out, I was like, I'm gonna smoke this here, right? John looks at me, he's like, You know it's illegal for you to even be carrying that around because we're only allowed to have an ounce on this, right? So I'm like, oh well, can you at least be close so I can say it's yours because he's allowed to have a lot more.
It's pretty amazing to think like how much weed was at that event.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Was it like a haze when you were there?
Yeah, it was like 14-foot ceilings, and like the top 8 was just cloud.
Oh really?
Before they turned the open the doors. Yeah, it was thick. That video was after the doors had been opened.
There you go.
But they let it go for a while. I was surprised at like how Fishbowl it dwarfs the keyboard.
That keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, look at the lighter. Like a lighter is usually the length of your joint. It's not even a half of the mouthpiece.
Right. They smoked this over 2 days. Yeah, it was a 2-day thing.
Oh, I bet.
It was aggressive. Every hit was aggressive.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's like 3-foot bong rips every time you take a toke. And you have like 2 foot of freaking stale smoke sitting in there at all times.
Yeah, I remember just every time I take, I would like sit there and hold it and just be like, just die coughing, and then do it again, just die coughing. We one time we are a Gotti where you like take a Dutch Master and you just empty it out, and it fits about 10 grams in it. Yeah,
we made one of those, and we were in this old Chrysler, like grandma's Chrysler, where it's this little box, and it was a bench front seat and a bench back seat, and this little pod, and you could fit 6 people in it. So we freaking smashed, 19-year-olds in there and fishbowled that thing. And it got to the point where like you couldn't even see the road. And then someone mentioned like, dude, I can't breathe. And then everyone was like, yeah, man, I'm freaking out. I can't breathe. And we opened the window.
no.
It was just rolling out like a tornado.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was like the craziest fishbowl.
Yeah. Well, how many people did you say that you guys put in there?
It was about 10 grams. 6 people, yeah, windows up. Oof. Yeah. Nasty blunts.
Yeah, no, I gotta be careful. I drive around smoking weed too, right? But it's like it's
car.
Right. It's one of those things that like I gotta make sure that I roll my window down before I get to the stoplight, because I've been there before where it's just like out the window, you're like waiting for the light to turn green.
Dude, that happened the other day at the park.
Really?
Yeah, like me and a friend were smoking in the car, and we had like the other window open to the other side, and it was like just leaking out. And then the kids ran up and they were like, roll the window down, knocking on the window. And we put the park side window down, and it just, for like 2 minutes straight, was just like flowing out through the park.
Yeah, right. I hear you on that.
And we're like, all the moms and dads are starting to turn heads, and we're like, oh no. Not what we were trying to do. Yeah. T-Series.
I was just gonna wait and let this thing kick in here, but it seems to be going down. But when it kicks in, it only goes on to like I have it set on setting number 1.
Dude, I can see your nipples.
Right. I was like, what nipples? But this
dude.
mid-fire hasn't been on since we went into flower. And just that much plant in a 3x3 will give you more than enough humidity. Because we only have 25% on a good day here for humidity.
That's
Damn.
looking good.
Genetics.
That really got back, eh?
Well, I went and pulled some of them ugly leaves off, and so it looks fatter than it did just because the leaves are gone.
I don't know. It looks fat from here.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah. I guess it's fattening up. When you look at it every day, you don't notice it as much, right?
And the calcium, I know you plucked a little bit, didn't you? Because
Yeah.
you can't even tell really too much from the damage that was on it before, just a few.
I kept some of the ugly.
Yeah,
There's
it
some-
looks good. Yeah, good recovery though. That stuff is permanently done because it's immobile. So, but the rest of it, it's really come back on all the other parts for sure. Nice.
And that happened over like 2 days, so it was only really deficient for 2 days.
But before you could see it from outside the tent, it's just you can't see it as much from outside the tent now. It's just really come back. Besides some of the ones that are noticeable. Yeah. Nice.
Watering.
It's that time.
Normally we're waiting an hour. Like an hour after the lights come on.
Oh, I hear you.
This one's almost done.
And again, these ones are really chunked up.
It'll come down this weekend.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm sending a package to you tomorrow after work before I go home.
I thought you were sending it last week, so I've been running down to the mailbox like 3 times.
I probably said I was going to send it last week. I'm really sorry. It's just been.
Well, that's okay. I thought I was sending yours too. But it didn't get sent either.
It's all good. I had to do the reset.
That's what happened.
The trim. I had to do the trim and the reset and all that shit, dude. You got it. Oh, nice. She's really, you really got her branching hard, hey? You got pepper.
This is doing it all itself.
Yeah.
I've done nothing to touch it other than top it and a very light beef oil.
Yeah. No,
This
I
is
like
all
how
just- That's the genetics wanting to be normal.
And you're not even trained. Those aren't even trained down either. That's how they're growing up, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Nice work.
Like I topped
Nice
it,
work,
what, 3-4 days ago?
yeah.
This one's coming up pretty nice too. Got lots of little stuff happening down here. Versus sometimes, when they just shoot straight up.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. That one's staying nice and stocky. What is that one? Again,
This one?
sorry. Yeah.
This is Hulkberry.
Hulkberry. Oh yeah.
By Royal Queen, a knockoff of
Who's better?
Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Hopefully it puts out the same size buds.
Well, let's hope so. That's what it's supposed to. It's not Bruce Banner, right? It's from, like, if you buy a 10-pack of Bruce Banner, your odds of getting a Bruce Banner is 1 in 10. But this is one of the other ones that comes up and is more desirable by the people who are looking at it and said, well, let's go with this one and call it something different. It's from the Bruce Banner family, but it's not Bruce Banner. So they called it Hulkberry.
Hulk. Well, doesn't that make sense?
Well, it could be more than one popular pheno from a plant, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I got
Different strokes for different folks. And this one is a Laughing Buddha crossed with a sour diesel.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
It's gonna be nice.
The Laughing Buddha was supposed to be a land race, is what the breeder told me.
Going on the diesel and make some fire.
That sounds doing really well. You're really getting ready for the spring. I heard your weather's kind of going up and down over there, though.
Well, it's March. March is its own season.
Yeah, right.
We go from plus 10 to minus 20 and a foot of snow in 2 days, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
We
no,
just got what should be our last foot of snow. So in 2 weeks, I should be plus 20 on the deck.
exactly. It's my boss's daughter is doing agriculture out there at the university, so that's why I hear about all the swings and the temperature from him all the time because he's always checking the weather for his daughters. I don't know why I have to hear about it though.
Well, he's keeping you involved.
Right, but yeah, I know I hear you. But
Whether
that's
you
why I know
want
how
to be or
you're.
not, you don't have a choice in being involved.
But no, that's why I know that your temperature's been like kind of crazy recently.
This one maybe 2 weeks. It went 63 days last time, so still quite a bit of clear in there.
Nice.
And this one is fully cloudy. No clear, fully cloudy. Amber's maybe at 2%. So the weekend will be a good time for it. That'll make it day 56 where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. That's when you're supposed to take it down, hey, in only 8 weeks.
Yep. Well, the only people that have gone less than 8 weeks with this plant were the synthetics, and they can get it down at 50. So that's not bad.
No, that's nice development for a for a plant like that too. And a good fade out in that time.
It was a while getting the veg to here, but it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you looked at the plant live, you said, that's not going to live.
yeah. I remember that plant.
I was like, I'm classifying it as not dead. Counts as a plant.
That's cool.
It came around. It had a rough start.
Yeah, it did.
But even if a plant's ugly, it can come back.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
The fire genetics will always be fire.
Just needed a little bit of attention.
It just needed time. It had a really rough start. One of the ones that showed up stuck in aloe vera. And Shorthai wasn't sure what she was supposed to do with it, so she took it out of the bag and left it on the coffee table in the living room in the sun.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty rough start for a clone. I come home a few hours later and said, what's this? She goes, oh, that's our new plant. I don't know if it's going to make it. I was like, oh, it might not. We'll see. As soon as you open up the tent, it's down to 35.
Damn,
Yeah.
I see
that. That's in a room with 3 humidifiers. And
So is it the worst in the wintertime, or do you find in the summertime it drops too?
Summertime, we get 25. The 35 is from it just being indoors. If we were outdoors, it would be at 15 probably.
That's why you have the humidifiers. You got to run them then too.
But the AC adds quite a bit of humidity because
Oh,
I don't run it with a drain. Just force it to put that humidity into the air.
oh, I see. Yeah.
You always have the option of draining it, or exhausting the water, or not, right? You can either blow it into the air to help your plants out, or just plug it off. Most time.
Oh, I see. You got some of the buckets out there, but you got some snow too.
We got a foot last week, so
Right.
that's all that's left of it, though.
Do you guys
plus-
get that canopy fixed?
No, that one's gonna be all gutted, moved over there into the corner over there. A
Yeah.
new one's gonna come right here, and this one's just gonna have hanging baskets hanging off it.
Use the frame.
Yeah, just a frame to hang stuff off in the garden.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, because it's sturdy enough for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
We'll have a little shaded area over top the fire pit with plants we can light on fire.
Yeah. Good cat. Nice.
Everything's still alive. Orchids are doing okay. That's about it.
I mean, that was looking good.
Aloe vera's falling over.
Damn, like they got big. How big did they get?
I'm not sure. This is the biggest one I've ever grown, but they're all different types, right? Like that one is the same age as these two.
Oh shit.
Like, they're all aloe veras, but they're all different types. I don't think I've ever grown this one before.
It's just, she's stretching.
Well, stretching and falling over because it's just turning into a tree. Maybe we'll toss it, cut it all up, put it into our water, feed it to the plants.
Use it, absolutely use it. But
Let's start with a new one. Take some slip. We'll take some slips off of this one and start a new one.
yeah, that'd be cool. And then you can get more faster because it's going to be genetically you're going to grow like that, right?
Well, then eventually these ones, in 3 years, these ones are going to look the same still, even though they've quadrupled in size. This one was only an inch tall when we got it.
Really? How long ago was that?
Oh, this will be its third summer.
Oh, so that's cool.
I was going to go from the size of a lighter to that into 3 years. I guess only 2 years. Another little greenhouse to go outside. Just so I can get all the tomatoes out earlier. Tomatoes that didn't come up.
Oh, those are the. Oh, I see. Are they getting a second chance there?
Oh no, they're just going back into the soil mix.
They're just killing you.
Nothing come up out of them. They can go back. Well, I'll let someone else hop up.
Oh, it's looking awesome, dude. So yeah, if anybody else wants to come show their gardens, all right, let's see what you got indoor and outdoor. Nice, dude. What a room.
It's loud in here.
Oh, it's looking great, dude.
Well, that's 63 days today. This table is all the same. But it's S1 seeds, critical kush.
That's awesome. Yeah, running that monocrop. And then look how symmetrical when you do it that
You can
way,
still see the phenos, though.
Yeah. That's really cool. They all grew very similarly. Was it the way they grew? Or was it your training? Yeah, you can see the difference in color between a few of them, too.
Damn, buddy, looking good. Consistency.
That's cool.
These are all from, this whole room's from seed.
Nice canopy management from seed.
This ain't even seen a light.
It's been there the whole time.
Yep,
It's
Nice.
probably getting 300.
just sitting in my way. Get a fascism, bud.
Yeah, what's an aisle for?
Ew.
Biggest buds in here are the ones that are like cranked down in this net. I'll have to
Is
walk
this
over the
side-
other side.
Is this side kind of more various, or is it kind of mono as well? This with Venus.
This is all wine gums.
Okay.
This plant's wine gums. And then the two up at this end are wine gums. So what I mean, phenotypes are all different.
Yeah. The
Right.
other side, though, you was very similar on the Pinot.
They still vary a lot. It's harder to see in here.
Mm-hmm.
That plant and the one I just showed are the same fucking thing. Same with this. It's like all foot long buds. And it's stretched out like crazy. And then this is the same, from the same seeds, this Cadbury Jones sour pucker. But then look at the stalk at the bottom.
Nice. Yeah, you're doing really well there. Nice work, man. Everything has stacks on it.
It's brought back from Jamaica in like 2013. Yeah, I know it's a couple buds in here.
Right? Yeah, everything's stacking up well on that. Nice work.
Be replacing this light here at the end and taking this 240 down soon. Should have a SE 7000 on the way from Spider Farmer.
Nice.
Just waiting, I gotta talk to Maine, see what he can help me out with a little bit.
There you go. That'd be cool if that works out.
It would be nice to make something off these idiots if I can. versus just getting some gear for free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you.
But whatever, I'll take the light.
The commissions work, but when you start to meet too much, they start to accuse you of fucking third-party websites and shut you and terminate your contract.
Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with any other. I don't want to have to deal with too much shit about it. So
that's what happened to me. That's why I don't work with them anymore.
they said do 8 videos and we'll send you a light and a controller.
Nice.
But I don't have to send my videos to them or anything. So it's just walk in and do my shit like I normally do for a video.
Exactly, right? And if it works, and it sounds like you need the light too. So if you need the light, then absolutely it's worth it. It's worth it. Like they don't really have like crazy rules like for how many videos you have to do for a certain light. Like they're pretty reasonable with that.
I plug this phone in, I'm gonna die. My phone is gonna die. Yeah, I thought I'd jump on before it gets to chop, 'cause it's gonna be coming up on some of them real soon.
Yeah. Are you gonna go to the full to 70, or are you gonna try? What will happen between now and 70?
Some of them are gonna go to 70, probably 74.
Oh, okay.
But some of them's only gonna make it to this weekend, at the latest.
Yeah,
that's an exciting time.
But I smoked a couple joints off of it already. Just give it a try, man. It's bomb already, so it's only gonna get better.
That's funny. Oh, absolutely. And it's probably better now than it was when you took it for that tester.
Yeah, considering I just sat it on the bar for 2 days and then put it in a paper.
Yeah, it's gonna be better than that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump back and chat. Everybody have a great night.
Cheers, man. It's great.
Peace.
Hey, Susan Strutter. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're gonna be running out. You're gonna run this content run completely before you start anything new, or are you gonna start something on the side before, like you could do some sort of perpetual system? Or are you just gonna get more colognes when it's that time? Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's awesome. Are you ready? Nice.
It's time. Yeah, I gotta plug them right now. So I got my root hormone.
Yep.
And the Organics Alive, nitrogen. Well, it's the NPK. And so that's what I'm gonna soak the root plugs in.
Nice. That's good. Those are gonna take you off.
And of course, when you're taking clones, like, dude, I only need one, and I've got 4 of each, 6, 7, 8 of that one. It's like, what am I gonna? I'm just gonna be giving them out like Johnny Appleseed, I guess.
Yeah, it's coming up to that time of year. I was saying earlier, that's maybe once Worm Stomper is harvested, my autoflower, it's going to be a tent for a mother, and then just stripping it for clones for outdoor people, like with friends and family. But I'm gonna probably take maybe 150 clones over the month and a half.
Yeah, these are really just to like take one of each, mother them out, and get them ready.
Mm-hmm.
zones because it's still a bit early.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not starting. Oh, I haven't even started the plants I'm going to use for that yet. Those start once I can reset the tent here. I should give it time. Up here, you don't really want to be putting anything outside until middle of May, end of May, anyways. End of May, more or less.
Yeah. 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 Well, the light cycle too will screw things up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's more based on. Like, our weather can be nice in that time of year. It's just like, always reminding people, they don't put them outside no matter what the weather's like in the beginning of May, or don't do it.
No.
You're gonna
Hurricanes happen in May.
What?
Hurricanes out here happen in May.
Oh, where you're at?
Yeah, we're on the coast.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, definitely not. No, but where I'm at, just the light won't be enough. You'll still fucking potentially
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll
trigger and then re-veg back and then waste a whole shitload of time on your veg.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't need a 15-foot plant.
Yeah.
Like, that's just problems. So I'll start like second week of June. I'll go out.
Oh, that's when you do? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm kind of being set up to make sure that I'm ready to have clones for like mid-May to beginning of June, basically. I'm going to take them at two separate times.
Especially if you're in the suburbs, like, you can't be growing plants over your fence.
Hey. So do you stick the, do you just poke your aloe, or is your aloe already out?
Now I'm going to pull off a fillet, and then I'm just going to dunk
All right.
inside of it. I had to go get more plugs. Hold on. Oh, so I'm hanging at this smoke thing, and we're talking genetics with this homie, and he's like, oh, I've been looking for a real nice like grapefruit, because he pulled out a mango chow mein. I mean, it was phenomenal, dude. It tasted like I got peaches off it, and he was like, mango. I'm like, oh man. It tasted like all the way down to the roach. And it transferred over like how it smelled, the dry hit to the lit joint, right to the palate. It was special. But he's like, I've been looking for a grapefruit. And I said, dude, I got you a grapefruit. The NYCD grape, because he's like, is it really grapefruit? I'm like, dude, it's so pungent grapefruit. It's the one you want. Like, if you're looking for sour diesel to come out of that grapefruit, it's not going to happen. All right. That one.
What old school? I'm trying to figure out your question. If you have a flower. Right. I know where it is.
breaky now. Breaky. Sorry, girl.
Oh no. Yeah, that's what happened. I hadn't had a plant once. So like my aunt gave me a clone of one, or whatever it's called. The process. I don't know what it's called cloning. And my family decided, because they knew it was good for you for certain things, that they just started ripping fucking chunks off of it until it was like one top or like one side. It's like, you guys are animals.
Yeah, you gotta like let it come back to life.
Right. It was like one, and even I think it was like bad, like mosquitoes or something like that year. Everybody was like itchy and shit, so they're like breaking pieces off and like, I was like, come on, guys.
So I got 4 cuttings together here.
Okay.
And so I'm just going in with 4 just so I can speed the process up. And then you just make a little aloe love.
And that's in one of the aloes, like one of the little pieces. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can see the ooze. Bang. 4 at a time.
And then we plug them. Wait. Plug them in the right place, please.
Riot, when you're doing like when you're asking about PK boosters, I'm assuming you're talking about feeding hydroponically. So the way I do it is I'll start off higher with phosphorus at the beginning and lower in the potassium, and then by the time we get to the late flower, I've dropped my phosphorus down because it's not as necessary later flower, but my potassium increased. And it's whatever the bottle kind of says, but I would say full and half, and then make your way to being half and full if you're looking at it for the PK. If that made sense. It's also what you're doing.
Voila. Oh, you can see them on the side there. One done. Speaking of the grapefruit.
That's even what the raw recipes. They don't normally tell you to drop off on the phosphorus. I still do because it's not as necessary though.
Well, phosphorus is also, isn't that in pH up?
Yeah, potassium is in your up and phosphorus is in your down. It's really what most of them are. Yeah, pH down, you can get different forms of it, but the most common form is phosphoric acid. And then pH up's most common form is potassium hydrosulfate or something like that. One thing.
Chemistry in the house.
Potassium hydroxide.
There you go. So that's why I like tailoring your nutrients to like what you're doing. Like some people might be going up, down, and then follow someone's recipe. It's not that simple.
I don't know if you heard what potassium hydroxide is what pH up is. I have to go check. I didn't really quite know that one. That's pretty quick too, doing it that way.
Bam. Things to do.
And honestly, Riot, you can still get incredible plants without trying to do that with the. If you've made that mistake and you want to try without, you can. You're still gonna get fantastic plants without boosting. I would just make sure that your plants keep up with the potassium. That's the only thing that I really try to suggest to people, because potassium, you really start to use it a lot when your plants get bigger, flowers. There you go. Sam has that's what he uses. I didn't know. I tried.
I mean, this is as organic as it comes.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was just where I got the aloe plant. It was just a little plant shop, and they got really nice looking plants. And I'm telling the girl all about I'm gonna do the aloe, and she goes, "Oh, have you ever like soaked willow shoots from a weeping willow tree in water and rooted them?" She goes, "It's like crack water." She goes, you gotta just take some willow shoots, and I know like that's the same kind of salicylic acid and a whole bunch of other growth hormones, but it was just so easy. She's like, yeah, you just put some wooden shoots in a bucket and a root, and then that chemical will get put off into your water, and then it's crack water for your plants. So for like anybody who's interested in doing that, it's not a soft tissue plant either. So bringing some wooden shoots into the house isn't gonna like jeopardize your whole like bug IPA. 2 done, 3 done.
Yeah, that's fast, eh? There you go. You're just banging it out one at a time.
Bam out. There we go. This one and another one.
Yeah, I made sure I added this to my little paper weed. It's all the glove hat from when I was trimming.
Oh yeah.
I made sure
did you microplane it?
No, I just sit there and I just squeeze the shit out of it until fucking I pretty much get all the water out of my hands over a period of time. And then overnight, let it sit there, and then it crumbles in the morning. I wouldn't leave it very long. I would probably smoke that within a week because it probably still has water in it. So yeah, we're not just that be a long-term method. But it's looking decent for what it was. But the other jar that I showed earlier is all the trimmed in keef, which I'm gonna probably just press.
That's one.
Oh, already nice. That's what we're going a little bit later, so you can finish up on the live.
So yeah, just so like if it's not just a fairy tale that you read online, like you can root plants with aloe. I've been doing this since 2015. I got into when I had the HPLV. I hopped into the Clonex again, just because I needed that. Actually, they were beat. So,
the addition of microbes with aloe, they at Utah State, they did the different methods of they did a test on cloning methods and adding just certain things, and aloe itself did incredible, right? So you know that you've done it, like you said, for a long time. But it said aloe and with added microbes for some reason. I don't know what microbes I guess they added. I have to go look at the PDFs. You remember that I have all those things printed up, saved.
I try to keep the microbe out.
You try to keep them out for now?
Have this process because Like even I used to soak my cubes in aloe, and you're playing in like the mold.
That's why I think that there's a certain microbe, either itself or a combination, that work well, that they like a certain one that they used. But it was explosive even over aloe by itself. It was competitive. It was better than even the IBA and AA.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
It was better than those.
And Willow is even better.
That's okay, yeah, that's the other. That's something else. Oh, that's the crazy crack water.
Yeah, the salicylic acid. That's like what aspirin. Like they said, like you want to root something or like give your plant like a good de-stressor. Pop an aspirin in the resi. Yeah, so it all came from natural sources at one time, but farm I can't make the money on molecule because it's already from nature.
Yeah, I hear you.
So pickety bam.
Nice. So do you spray it with anything, or do you just cover it and go? Or you spray it with water, or what do you do?
I'm gonna put a little bit of water in the reservoir underneath because the Godan has little feet on it to keep it up. And I'm gonna dome it closed for the night, and then I'm gonna start burping it and get the dome off by day 3.
Awesome.
So hopefully I might not even close the dome all the way. I might keep the vents open and just dome them. Because the trick is to not like ever let them get used to that humidity, and then they got to ride back, and you got to harden them back off.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it too aggressively before in the past. You look at your plants, you're like, what did I do? And they're so unhappy.
Trying to transplant them, and they're just flopping. It's bad news.
Those are looking great, dude. So, that's awesome. Thanks for going over your coding method there.
And I might do a little bit, just a foliar spray, like in a few days or a day or two or whenever
just that stuff diluted in the water.
Yeah, just to give them. I think it's a 10 to 2 or something like that.
Nice.
The carbon based, so no pH, no EC, no problems. It's dead microbes, so I won't be introducing. Like once the dome comes off, then potentially I might do something, but I'll probably just hit them with water or with this again.
Awesome. That's awesome.
They do feed up the stem, like the cambium, the osmotic flow still happens even without roots. So like your clones are thing if you do feed them from the plug.
And those they can still take that without roots, even just through the stem.
I believe, like I used to never foliar spray anything and just do like a light nitrogen whatever in the plugs, and they would always like green up or not yellow like when you just did water only.
Do you think it has to do with the fact that your plant just rooted fast enough, and that rooted as soon as it goes into that environment, it can automatically start eating right away? Do you think maybe you just don't skip that beat, whereas somebody just plugs in a saturated plug with no food? They have to wait to see and wait for that root to happen before they apply the food, and then they're playing catch up. Whereas when you already have it pre-soaked, the minute that root hits it, it's game on. So you don't skip a beat.
I don't know. I think the plant still has ability to move fluids up itself without roots.
No, that's interesting. I don't know either way, so I'm also theorizing with you.
Like when you put flowers in a vase, it's not just evaporation.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not because it is still going to take the water up. It's going to be down the center.
I mean, this is just theories, but
No, it could
what
be just down the center. You're right. When you said that about water, because yeah, I know when I got first flowers for Valentine's Day, and then she let them dry up, so I added water to them. They actually came back looking nice, and even though they were already kind of leaning over, and then they came back slightly before they died off, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be able to recover if it couldn't take up water in the first place. So
Exactly. Because the roots are only like bringing the nutrient to the plant. The plant has to pass that around and create chlorophyll and leaves and stems and new growth tips. So it's moving the nutrients itself. You know, the root is supplying the moisture, and then the biology, you know, everything, the interactions to get things to the plant. So I've never really thought of it either.
I think there's, and yeah, with capillary, I think there's more to it. Capillary would be like if you had something flat and you had water to fall down, the capillary is where it comes back, actually dripping back up the other side without a drip. Like,
yeah, or it doesn't spill over the top of the cup.
Yeah. That's it. But no, there's like that right down the center. I believe that's where water is where it's taken up. So there must be, if you do it soon enough and it doesn't dry out, then that's probably, you're right. It's probably still alive and they're bringing shit up without roots. I don't know.
Yeah, when they come out, like when they root, you can clearly see, like when you round off your clones.
Yeah.
You can tell when they start rooting, they've already put on new leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Like the top leaves that didn't trim are now a little bit bigger. And you're like, oh, dude, and it grew up just maybe a half inch, an inch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a peek.
But we're about 15 minutes over, so we'll end it here. Are you all done with your phones?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna end it here. Until next week. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.